What's up, y'all? You know what it is. Every Wednesday, 7:30, we live in the building. Waiting for my man Prez to long on. 7:30. Hold on 1 second, y'all. We live in the building. Turn this down. Waiting for my man Prez to long on. 7:30. Hold on 1 second, y'all. We live in the building. Alright, so now I got that. What's good? Shawn, what's up? Where you at? Let's get it popping. What's up, y'all? What's up? There you go.
Rich, what up?
What up, my guy?
Chilling, man. Exhausted, but chilling. How you?
Shit, slow motion. And I'm probably not as tired as you. I know you out there grinding.
Yeah, man. I'm exhausted, but we're gonna turn it up. We're gonna have a good conversation tonight.
All right.
Yo, Rich, we got a lot to talk about. Before we get into it, as always, on behalf of Rich and myself, I want to thank everybody who's tuning in week over week, hitting us, just waiting for these Wednesday night conversations. So we appreciate y'all from the heart. Before we get started, please do us a favor and tag 10 of your friends. Tell them the boys club is starting. For any of your girlfriends or your boyfriends who need to hear these types of conversations, in depth, very raw, real conversations about men and how men think, please go ahead and tag them. We'll give you a minute, 45 seconds before we get started. Is that cool, Rich?
Yep. That's what's
Yeah.
up. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Let's get it popping tonight, y'all.
Yeah, there should be a good conversation tonight. There's a lot going on, and we'll give it another couple of seconds before we really start this thing. But let's get into it, Rich. So I see a trend happening. I don't even know if I see it. If it's a trend, I've seen this thing 2 weeks straight, right? Back to back.
Mm-hmm.
Last week, Stevie J went public. The week before, one of his videos that was on his computer got hacked, broken into, whatever, goes up online with his accusing Faith of infidelity. A week later, he apologizes to her publicly.
Okay.
Now, Kanye West this whole week has been on this public campaign. He's been on this public campaign trying to get his family back together. Meanwhile, his wife is running around with comedian Pete Davidson from Saturday Night Live.
Mm-hmm.
Yo, is this the right way to do it in your opinion? Is it the G? Should we just take Kanye as an eccentric type dude, and whatever he does, I just take it with a grain of salt? Like where does this land for you as a man? Is it the right thing?
It's embarrassing, bro. It's embarrassing.
I mean, okay, it's embarrassing, but if you want your family back, that shouldn't matter, should it?
First of all, as grown 40-year-old people, and they are both, I think, 40 plus years old, they shouldn't be doing this via social media. If you want your family back, call your wife, meet your wife, get on a private jet, go to your wife, and have the conversation. And have a real conversation that would entail explaining why you did the things you did to lose your wife, whatever the facts may be, because I don't know the facts of the whole Kanye-Kim breakup. So with that being said, both of them need to explain some things, because apparently Kim has moved on. And if she's out here with the dude from CNN or MSNBC, whatever the first dude was, and now it's the second dude from Saturday Night Live, like, bro, this is a conversation that needs to be had. It's a personal conversation that needs to be had between you and your wife, not the internet. The internet don't need to, like, they can't help you, nigga. I can't help you. Like, you know what I'm saying? So, and I understand the whole concept of you embarrassed me publicly, so apologize publicly, right? Like, I understand that, but at some point it just becomes publicity stunts. It becomes just you trying to stay in the blogs, and I don't understand the whole concept of a lot of what these people do today. Like, we had the conversation a few weeks about the baby and all of that, and then there's a lot of this stuff that happens on social media that, like, it's never a good idea to let 50 million people in your business. It's never a good idea to let 100 million people have opinions on your relationship or your day-to-day activity. It's never a good thing. It's never a good thing. So I don't understand this whole mindset now that everybody's like, yo, I'm gonna do it on the gram. I'm gonna apologize on the gram, and I'm gonna get it back on the gram. What? Nigga, you just let 100 million strangers into something that's supposed to be sacred, private, and handled within the confines of your house. The shit don't make no sense to me, ever. Ever. I've never been one for the social media bullshit. And to me, it just seems like something that's as serious as that shouldn't be trivialized by doing it for Instagram.
Yo, first and foremost, I agree. So we'll start there. I kind of take Kanye West with his shenanigans with a grain of salt. I don't know if I measure him the same way I would measure average Joe, because everything about this man, he is addicted to the greatest drug ever introduced to mankind, which is fame and celebrity. So for him, this keeps him in the tabloids. This keeps people like us talking about him, and it makes him relevant, right? So I'm gonna move away from him, and I'm just gonna speak about the act of going to social media and apologizing. I agree. I don't think you should ever, if if it's in your heart to do and you in and out make a public apology, maybe that's it. But truth of the matter is, we've seen couples on the highest level F up, not run the social media, and deal with their problems behind closed doors. And off the top of my head, I think of Jay-Z and Beyonce.
Mm-hmm.
To this minute, the only thing I know is Jay-Z had an affair. For all I know, he could have been sleeping with 50 women. We don't know it. She made a song, she made the comment, go back to Becky with the good hair, whatever it was. It was little subliminals, but truth of the matter is they're together to this day, and it appears that they're stronger than ever. We don't know what's going on behind closed doors, but it appears that they're stronger than ever because they took care of their business like real grown men and grown women do in the confines of their home. You don't hear no rumors. You don't hear no innuendos. They move like a family unit. And actually, Jay admitted publicly, I had an affair. But that was it. You don't know if the woman's white. You don't know if she's black. You don't know if she's old. You don't know if she's young. You don't know if it was one or it was 1,000 women. And I just truly believe that because they didn't buy into we're celebrities and we have to live our life on social media and air everything out in public, it's the reason why it appears that they have a very strong bond to this day. And they're raising their family outside of the public eye. So for me, whether it is a celebrity or if it's you or me or anybody else watching this live right now, I mean, it seems like this is a redundant conversation because we've had it week over week. But the worst thing you can do, man, is take your relationship public because you can't take it back. You allow people in your business, and now that you done made up with your girl, that don't mean people done talking about y'all. Just because y'all moved on, it don't mean the world is done talking about y'all. And you done put all your business out in the street. So I don't think it's ever a good idea, Rich. Real talk.
I have this, and I'll say something. I'll piggyback off of what you said. Right now, celebrities are doing the most. Like there's literally a petition out that Jada and Will should never do another interview. Like there's literally a petition with over 100,000 signatures that Jada and Will should never do interviews anymore because people are getting sick. Because at this point, like if you're in a restaurant and you get caught in a restaurant and your girl sees you cheating on her on Instagram, on the Shade Room or Gossip in the City, whatever the case may be, Baller Alert, whatever. She catches you there, then I can understand you being like, all right, well, you caught me here, I'm gonna apologize here. But like you said, to me, and obviously to you, there's no justification for having that giving people that kind of access unless you want to live your life under that microscope, in which case you're absolutely right. Kanye, yo, you know what's funny, bro? I remember when we was at Bad Boy, you introduced me to this Kanye nigga. Like, you was like, yo, Rich, this fucking college dropout album.
Yo, I told everybody, he owed me a check, man. You remember, I was on him so early.
The Bernie Mac shit, we was listening to the Shaka Khan joint.
Yep.
Through the wire, I was like,
through the wire.
This shit is crazy. And slowly and surely, he became something different. And it became, and like you said, it's the celebrity. He's addicted to the celebrity. He's addicted to people talking about him. So at this point in time, because people always told him he couldn't. So now he's the dude that did it. You know what I'm saying? So now it's like, I'm never going to step out of this place. Even when the shit is detrimental to everything you're trying to do. Like, you got 100 kids with this girl. Like, at some point, these children are going to grow up and be like, yo, this is what my mom and dad was doing? Like, this shit is insanity. Like, to your point, the nigga just, like, yo, stop doing this dumb shit. If you want your family back, nigga, get your family back. I don't need to know. When I see you niggas on a jet or you guys wake up together and you want to post a picture eating breakfast or some shit, then I know you back together. But other than that, my nigga, I don't give a fuck. And stop telling me about your shit.
Nah, I think, Rich, we do this week over week. And we just try to take these pop culture examples and relate them to regular people. But I'm going to tell y'all, if you are with a man that everything has to go on the gram, every move, everything about your relationship have to go on the gram, it's time to leave that dude. Like real, or vice versa. If everything that your woman do is on the gram, her priorities is mixed up. We often talk about mature men and mature women. Mature men and mature women who are serious about their relationships, they know how to keep their business. They keep their business, if you understand what I'm saying. So let's move on. I mean, I don't know if this is a trend. Everybody's doing it now, but I think it's corny. And if you are one of them people who feel you got to share your entire life with the world, share it. Just leave your love life out of it. I think it's the worst thing that you could do, and way too many couples will not survive it. They just won't. They can't, right?
They can't.
So I hate to bring this person's name up. I'm just not a big fan of this person. You sent me a DM. We got to talk about it. It almost pains me to let the name come out my mouth. But Miss Brittany Renner is back on the blogs again, talking about somebody who is addicted to freaking attention, addicted to the likes, addicted to the followers, addicted to people saying her freaking name. And this is as real as I could put it. If I find out any high-profile baller actor, celebrity is dating that woman. Like this woman, every red flag known to man, she is exhibited. I will hope she cleans them out. If I find out that any one of these celebrities, anybody high value man is now wiping her, I would have to deserve any and everything. Yeah. Um. Okay, Rich. I don't know if you look like your internet. Are you back with me, Rich? You back?
That's your phone. Yeah, that's your phone.
I don't know. I don't know what's up with the internet.
Yeah, I'm here.
Your internet going out, kid.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Are we here?
Yes. Yeah, we can hear you now.
All right.
We can hear you now. Okay. So back to Miss Brittany Renner, right? I bring this up because you forwarded me something that I believe the Shade Room reposted. She did a live and she was talking about she had to move back home. She's living with her mother and her sister and her baby. She didn't have anything. She was left to this day. She don't own a car. And she made a couple of statements that I actually, because I wasn't going to talk about this, but she made a couple of statements that I actually agree with. She said a man should never be your financial plan and follow your dreams, not your boyfriend. And as much as I don't know the woman, but I don't agree with a lot of the way that she moves. I just don't.
Agreed.
But I do agree with those two statements. So I wanted to bring this to the conversation for a couple of reasons. Number one, those two statements I thought was real. But number two, Rich, is something you and me talk about offline every time that I think the world needs to pay attention to. She is, by all accounts, for a lot of women. A lot of women look at Renner like, yo, she was dating that guy. She was dating that guy. She got a baby by Paula. Fast forward a year or two later, she's talking about I have nothing. And we get so caught up in the image that is projected by these people because they're running around with celebrities, they're having kids with famous people, and you think that they just got to come up and whatever she's doing must be right. But after that's over, you come to realize that was his money. That and you're back to doing, and probably why she's going so hard on the gram because she need to start getting them bookings again. She need to start bringing some income in. So from the standpoint of, and I really want to tackle this for some young girls who are out there who might be looking at women like her and think that they are goals. She's telling you, I'm back living at home. I don't even own a car. How true it is, I don't know, but I think it's worth women really paying attention to who look at those type of people and think that they have it all figured out.
My take on that is this. We live in a time where social media and exterior becomes the consensus of how I'm living my life. The funny thing is me and my man Anton just had this conversation earlier. People are so out there with like, and right now I guess her being goals is because the way that she portrayed the situation, the way that she portrayed her life, she snagged the baller, she got the money coming in, and people are looking at her like, oh my God, for the next 18 years, you paid. Like, you got this, you got him, girl, you did it. The reality is, like, that's a fucking horrible way to think, man. That's a horrible way to live your life. You lose your identity when you do shit like that. You are so focused on what that man has or what that man can provide you that you literally forget how to live your life. And now she's experiencing it because now she's gone, but she don't invested so much in chasing this nigga around and trying to have a baby with this nigga that she forgot who she is. She forgot who she is. Now she's trying to live her shit out here in the public eye because now I think, for me, she's trying to make amends. Because she came off.
With who?
Huh?
Trying to make amends with who?
With the world. Because she came off as like this kind of pedophile-ish gold digger that took advantage of this kid. And when her initial plan of people being like, oh my God, you goes, when that shit kind of faltered when they realized that this nigga was 10 years younger than her and she was at high school games and she was doing all that shit, then the narrative changed. Then she became R. Kelly. You know what I'm saying? Then niggas started looking at you a little bit differently. Now you out here talk about, well, you know what, guys? I lost my identity. I lost myself. Girls, now you out here trying to give good advice. Man, I don't give a shit what you say, beloved. Now you out here trying to give good advice and telling people don't lose their identity and don't chase your man and chase your dreams and all that kind of shit. That don't change nothing. That don't change what you did, how you originally created this narrative, because you created it. And now that it wasn't exactly what you wanted it to be, you want to change it up and flip it up and make it something else. Nah, man, I'm good on that. I'm good on that. Beloved, if you don't never succeed in nothing in life, it'll be a day too early.
Yeah, I mean, I could care less about her. I'm really concerned about young women who think that she is goals, that she took the right way to get a man. This is a movie that we have watched a million times, and she's living it in the public eye. I don't know. I gotta believe that this man is paying child support. Her saying that she ain't got nothing, she got to move back home. I think that that's the G. But it is what it is.
We missing a major part. She
said,
I want multiple homes.
Yeah.
So I mean, let's just take it all with a grain of salt.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, Rich, it comes down to she's 100% right. A man should not be your financial plan. Shouldn't be. You should chase your dreams and not your boyfriend's. Absolutely. If she would have took her own advice, she wouldn't be in this situation right now. Exactly. She wouldn't be on the gram talking about, I am living back in the crib with my baby, my sister, and my mother. If she would have just took her own advice. So stop looking at women like this who are on the gram, who are twerking, who are dating this one and that one just because they can get a high profile man to notice them, knock it down, hit it, spend a few weeks with them. That means nothing. At the end of the day, she's back there being whoever the hell she was before she got with any of them men. And now she got a track record out here that everybody and their mother know what she's about. Now, it's going to be some cornball out there. You know it and I know it, Rich, that is going to be enamored by the fact that, she's smiling at me, or I slid in her DM and she actually hit me back. It's a lot of corny athletes out there. It's a lot of cornball dudes out there. But for anybody who get with that one right there, to me, you deserve it because she has told the world exactly who she was from day freaking one, whether she want to change the narrative on it or not.
Exactly. No, absolutely right. Absolutely right.
Yo, let me ask you something, Rich. This is, and I don't know if you're gonna understand this question, but I see a lot, and we switch subjects for a second. I see a lot of women, right? And tell me if this ever happened to you, because it's more common than I realize. There's a lot of women who, and I thought about this when you said losing your identity. Mm-hmm. Women get interested in a man, right? And a man starts to take them serious and they start dating or whatever they're doing together. And all of a sudden, she start picking up all of the things that he loved to do, damn near forgetting her identity from the gate. So, case in point, um, a woman, maybe she never smoked cigars before, but her man is into cigars. He's into, you know, going and sitting in the cigar lounge. Now, all of a sudden, she on the gram smoking cigars. She is just now took on this man's personality. Um, a woman who may not have ever worked out. She get with a dude and he's into working out and running and all of this, and now she's obsessed with I'm a work and selling it to you and selling it to her friends and even to herself. Like this is really who she is. Knowing damn well you ain't never thought about doing any of this before you got interested in this man. And I guess
Correct.
my question is that ever a good idea? Because to me, that's really comes down to your representative on steroids. Like we all go in and we want to present our best self. But when you go in and you start selling a man on, I'm into all of these things that you're into, and you actually start believing it and living it on your own, is that a recipe for disaster if those two people got together?
Two things. I think from both sides of the perspective, from a man's side and a woman's side, they should take genuine interest in what each other loves to do. That's just a good thing to do. Now, with that being said, you need to maintain your identity. You need to maintain who you are. Like if I like to watch football and you don't like to watch football, then that's fine. That means that that's my time. That's my time for me. That I can watch football or do whatever I do on Sunday afternoons, and you can do what you want to do on Sundays because everybody needs time apart. But I think that people get so wrapped up into each other's identity and wanting to be up under that person and wanting to share in what that person is doing. Not so much because you love that person so much because you want to do what that person's doing. It's because you want to just be present. You constantly want to be present. And you feel like if you're present, then nothing can happen if you're present. So if this nigga smokes cigars and now I smoke cigars, then he'll never be at the cigar bar alone. If he watches football on Sunday and likes to go to the bar and watch football, then I know that he can't get mad at me for wanting to come to the bar because I'm a football fan as well. That's number one, it's lack of trust, it's insecurity, and it's losing your identity. And those three things, if not real, you will regret, you will be angry, and at some point you will look back and say, I submitted too much to this because now I'm not doing the things I love to do because I'm constantly chasing this nigga around doing the things that he loves to do. If you can't trust your man to go to the bar and watch football on a Sunday afternoon, beloved, then that's a problem. If you can't trust your man to go to the cigar bar and do what he got to do, then that's a problem. You do you on your personal stuff, what you love to do, and let him have his personal things because nobody, as much as people might be in love, nobody wants to be up under you 24/7. That's never going to work, especially if some of the things that you're up under him doing are things that you don't really genuinely like to do. That's my opinion on it.
Yeah, to me, when I see situations like that, it says more about the person, meaning the woman, than it says about the man. And what I mean by that is if you have to take on personality characteristics and personality traits of somebody else because you feel like that is what is going to make them more interested in you. And you're doing that to the extent of losing your own identity. People around you who know you, who've been known you, see a change. And it's like, yo, you ain't never even been into this stuff. Like, where did this come from? And you trying to sell it to them like, oh, I've always been interested in this.
Right.
I think in the long run, and I'm just a firm believer of who you are is always going to shine through in the end. So we could all wear masks and we could all send in our representative when we first start dating. But at the end of the day, as time goes on, you gonna be you. It's gonna show. And then when the truth start coming out, when you're like, yo, you know what? I'm really not into this. I'm really not into that. And now this dude is looking at you sideways, and he done moved on, and he's ready to move on because what he thought y'all had in common, you actually didn't have it in common at all. You just, I do believe insecurity. It has a lot to do with you not knowing who you are and not being comfortable in your own skin. And I just think it's the worst thing women can do is when they adopt personality traits of the man that they're of the man they're interested in being with. I'm gonna be exactly what he wants. And then he's gonna claim me and we gonna ride off into the sunset. In the end, I think you just put yourself in a position. How long can, honestly, Rich, how long can you really live a lie? Like you can't. You can't over an extended period of time. And then when the true you come out and homeboy done moved on, you saying he's the problem. Nah,
Or
you came in under false pretenses.
or you get resentful. And you now resenting the fact that you're doing things that you don't enjoy doing. And you set a
That's
precedent.
real.
So now when the nigga's telling you like, yo, it's Sunday, let's go to the foot, and you like, yo, I never liked that shit. You know what I'm saying? You looking at him like, let's go, oh, we going to the cigar bar tonight. And now this nigga starts making, you start resenting it. Like, but you set that precedent. You made a nigga feel like that's what you love to do. So now he think that you got something in common, which you really don't have. But all the while, you looking at him like, God damn, I hope this nigga don't ask me to go to the football again today. You know what I'm saying? But then when he does, it becomes, that's all we do. That's what we know. That's what we agreed that we love to do. So now we're just doing what I thought we loved to do. Don't ever go into a relationship creating a persona that isn't who you are. Because over time, you will be exposed, it will be exposed, or you will live your life and become resentful because you're constantly doing shit that you never like to do any motherfucking way. And that's no way to have a relationship. Once again, if you cannot trust your nigga to go to the bar, to go cigar bar, to go watch football on a Sunday afternoon, or whatever the case may be, then you don't need to be with him anyway. If you feel like you have a severe attachment disorder, because the reality is you should want some away time. You should really want some away time. And Sunday afternoons, that might be your away time. Then for you to go brunch with the ladies while he goes and watch football with the guys. It's just the way it should be. Nobody should be around each other 24/7. It's not healthy. It's not healthy.
Well, we'll conclude it on this. Even if you got the man, you got the prize. You can't be mad if a year into the situation, 2 years into it, you stop doing all the things that y'all agreed that y'all love to do. And now he looking at you like, yo, we really ain't got much in common because now you don't never want to go out and run. Now you don't ever want to go to the cigar bar. You don't know a damn thing about football. Like we can't talk about that. The music I'm into, you ain't into. Like when he move on, you cannot be looking this man in the face, and you cannot be getting on the phone with your girlfriends, and you cannot be running up and down the street talking about he dogged me, left me, this, that, and the third. You were the problem. You came into that relationship under false pretenses, and you got to own it. It's as simple as that.
Simple as that.
Oh, yeah. Yo, let me ask you this. And I don't even know if this is a question. Do men get away with murder in your opinion? Because men and women are so different. I was having a conversation last week, and we was talking about women. Women date men based on their potential. Like a nigga could be flat broke, but ambitious. And a woman will see that and be like, I love you for the man that I know you're going to be. Right? She will buy into this, our level of focus, our level of I'm getting it done. I'm going to get rich or die trying. Is it unfair? Because a woman will get with you based on your potential all day, every day. And I love that about women. I really, really do. But when the roles are reversed, a nigga ain't getting with you based on your potential. It like you better be where you at, because
Uh,
nobody is looking at you like, yo, she gonna get better than what she is. So if you pretty now, somebody ain't looking at you like, yo, she gonna grow into being gorgeous, or nobody's looking at you and saying one day she gonna be president of Goldman Sachs. Like, is it just unfair that it's men don't date for potential? We date exactly who you are right at this minute, but women give us the leeway and they get with us when we got nothing. We got a pot to piss in, but they're like, yo, I know him. He got potential and I'm going to ride it out.
I think that women used to date for potential.
Woo!
I think that
So,
women used to date for potential. Nowadays, women date for the here and the fucking now. What can you do for me today? This is the Cash App generation. This is I need my nails done. This is the Birkin bag. This is the Hermes. This is the all of that. Women used to look at a man and say, he's going to be something. I will invest my time and my energy, and I will have the faith that if I add my 2 cents to this dude, he can be special. Nowadays, not so much, brother. Not so much. Women are looking at you like, I need to keep up with the Joneses. And if this nigga can't help me keep up with the Joneses, he is lacking and he ain't doing it. So you know what? You know my DM, nigga. When you get popping, hit me back. But until then, you got some work to do. And that's how they are in today's day. I remember the days. I enjoyed the days when women would be like, yo, you go hard. Oh my God. I was him. At Bad Boy Records, I was him. Yo, you go hard in the cut. You go hard at night. Yo, you gonna be somebody one day, nigga. I'm gonna give you some pussy based on. I'm gonna give you some pussy based on the fact that I got you gonna be somebody. But now, if I was that same, if the tables were turned back then and you wasn't doing table service and bottles and hookah and you didn't pull up in the car and valet with the fancy watch and all that shit now, it changes the game. And that's why, going back to our original topic, that's why women get fucked up. Women get fucked up because you end up falling for somebody's representative and who you think he could be, or who you think he is, instead of getting to know that man and figuring out what he could be. He's going to be something. I invest my time and my energy in this dude because I have the ultimate confidence that he is going to succeed because I know him. I've been around him. I've seen his work ethic. I see how he moves. I'm a bet on that guy. I'm a bet on him. That's what the whole Drake, you wasn't with me shooting in the gym. That's what that is. If you was with me shooting in the gym, then you are entitled to all that. But if you came along after PJ Washington, if I'm in the league and you come along and you don't love me. You love the guy that you see now. You don't even know who I want to be. I tell people that all the time. You don't want to be Sean Combs. You want to be Sean Combs in 2021. But you better go back and look at Sean Combs in 2002 or 1996 or 7 and decide that you want to be that guy when motherfuckers was getting trampled up in City College. So before you could be this guy that got $1 billion off some Ciroc shit, you better go look at that dude who was fighting lawsuits because niggas was trying to break into a party. Like, you got to take the good with the bad, and people ain't with it no more. People don't do that. And dudes are just as bad because the way women look at monetary and superficial things, men look at the same thing, just different things. It's ass, it's face, it's It's persona, it's followers, it's clout, all of that shit. Nobody is out here dating people anymore. I shouldn't say anybody. I shouldn't say all people. For the majority of the people who are out here in the dating world, it's more important to impress your friends with your new girlfriend than it is for you to actually find yourself someone that you feel like can be my girlfriend for an extended period of time that I'm gonna love. That's my take on that.
Yo, Rich, I'm dying to listening to you talk. I I'm not gonna agree with you on this one, and I'm gonna tell you why. Maybe this is the old man in me.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but I gotta believe this ain't the world we living in. I gotta believe that everybody tuned in tonight who follow us and you know are locked into our conversations. They looking for something real. They looking for something. It ain't about what I can get monetarily or financially. I'm looking, number one, how do I get Mr. Right? And number two, I got him, but how do I keep him? How do we stay happy as a couple? So please, ladies only, this is to y'all. When we open the phone lines up tonight, I want y'all to address this. Am I off on this one? Because I really do believe women, I think it's a certain level. I mean, a certain sect of women that you know would date you for what you have right now. But I gotta believe in my heart that a woman is a woman is a woman is a woman, and she will hold a man down who ain't got a pot to piss in today. But she know damn well this dude can be special if I add my little 2 cents or I add my skill set to what he already got. So we gonna table it when we open up these phone lines. Please, I want to hear y'all take on it because me and Rich ain't gonna agree on this one. Check it. I got the flip side of this. What's two?
A woman's gonna look at a man and say, he don't have shit. I don't want to be with him. A woman gonna look at a
Deuces.
man and say, I have shit. I'm not letting this nigga take advantage of me and giving him all I got. Those are the two types of women right now. Either you got it and you're looking at the nigga like he don't, or you don't got it and you're looking at the nigga like he can't have it. So there you go. We'll open the phone.
Uh, Yeah,
We'll open the phone
we
line.
gonna open the phone lines because I'm gonna disagree with you on that one. And here's where I was about to go, but you threw me off so crazy with this one, Rich. I didn't know you was gonna react like this because I'm saying even on the reverse side of this, right? And it's messed up because we're men, and I hate dogging men out on our program, but it's some certain things that dudes we get away with that women just don't. And what I mean by that is, let's say you together with your wife for 100 years. A woman will be with a dude who ain't got no teeth in his mouth, who raggedy, who overweight, but I love this man. Me and him been together since high school. You can't tell me nothing about this dude. And she will ride it all the way out with this tired dude to the end of time. But when it come to men, our chicks got it so much harder because they gotta stay looking like they did when they was 19, 20, 21 years old. They have to. Or you better look the same damn way you looked when I met you. So if you was 300 pounds when I met you, you better be 300 pounds 40 years from now because that's what I'm into. I like big women. God forbid if you say to yourself, yo, I want to get healthy and I need to lose some weight. A nigga looking at you and mad like, yo, you knew what I was into. And it damn sure wasn't no skinny chick with small waist. So I don't know.
At the end of the day, everybody has a preference. Like there's
Yes.
people that like big women. There's gonna be people that like skinny women, pretty faces, skinny girl, whatever the case may be. You're gonna get your preference, and if that preference changes during the course of a relationship, I imagine you're gonna have problems. My thing is going into relationships. and I could be wrong. People are telling me I'm wrong. I'm reading the comments, y'all. I see the comments. People are like, yo, Rich, come on. I get it. I'm a firm believer that in 2021, women are not those women anymore. They want ready-made, and they want what it is in the moment. They're not here to help you through college and build on your potential or any of that shit. They want somebody who is ready now and already has it. Like, there's levels. Like, before, you saying that you would take a dude at a 4 and you'd be like, I'm gonna work with him until he's a 10. Now you need a nigga that's at an 8 and then he can go to a 10. But you're not gonna waste your time and your energy with a 4. Women, they don't do it no more, man. They don't do it no more.
I disagree, Rich. I disagree.
I
Women
hope
do it
so.
every day, all day. Like you blessed. You got a full head of hair. You look as young and youthful as you did 20 years ago. But a woman would rock with Rich Dollaz or Shawn Prez. Like, once upon a time, I actually had hair on my head. I could lose my hair. I got the gray whiskers. It don't matter if she, like, women. That's what I love about them, because if they love you, they love you. Like your whole physical could change. You walk around and you got a stomach out here looking like you 10 months pregnant, not even 9 months. Look like you've been due a month ago, and they're still riding out with you and love you to death.
Okay.
But dudes don't give their women that type of reciprocation. They just don't. So when we open up the lines, we can ask, like number one, on the front end, do women still date for potential? And on the back end, once you done been with somebody for a certain amount of time, I just believe women will hold it down for their man, even if they man look like a freaking truck driver. He been sitting behind the wheel of a semi for 25 years. He can't stand up straight. His pants are showing, his butt crack, the whole nine. And he bald headed, toothless, and they gonna ride it out and love that man to death. But we'll see when we open the phone lines
We'll
up.
see. Like, okay.
Yo, I can't read the comments. I don't got my glasses on tonight, but I'd be surprised if these women are disagreeing with Prez. I think they're gonna disagree with you on this
I'm
one.
reading the comments right now. I told you I put my laptop right here on my iPad right here so I can read the comments. And there are a lot of women that are agreeing with you. They're saying that I chase gold diggers. They're saying that gold diggers chase me. I'm detached from the real life society. I get all of that. As long as he don't cheat, I'm a ride with him. This is my man, and I'm a ride with him and all that kind of shit. And okay, we'll talk about it. We'll talk about it. Because I've been through a lot of situations and I've seen a lot of people in that situation where you would think that, oh, she ride with him. And then you'd be like, well, maybe she didn't. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, again, switching topics, Rich. We as soon as we open the lines up, ladies, let us know what you think about that. Do y'all still ride with a dude and will be faithful and loyal to a man based on his potential, even if when you meet him, he ain't got a penny to his name? And on the back end, if you're together with that man for a certain amount of time, you still gonna love him when he ain't got no hair, ain't got no teeth in his mouth. But to you, that's just my boo. I love him. He look as good as he looked the day I met him.
And
Yo,
don't call up here agreeing with Shawn because y'all think it's the right thing to do. Keep it 100.
yeah, don't do that. Yeah, keep it 100. Keep it 100.
So we
Yo,
went
you know
the
something?
caveats and everything. I stay with the nigga if, in fact, we went all of that.
Okay. Yo, you know something? I want to backtrack, Rich. Week over week, me and you, we talk about the red flags are usually there. And this ain't even a question, it's a comment. And I should have made this comment a week or two ago, but we have this same discussion every week. Women, this is more of a statement. It is not a question. Rich, you could chime in or we could keep it moving after this. But if your gut, if something in your spirit, and I talked about this last week, I believe women are so in tuned to their sixth sense in a way that men are just not. Y'all feel when something's off. You feel when something's not right. Even if on the surface, nothing shows itself to be wrong, there's just something in y'all that something's not right. This dude is not moving properly. I don't know what he's doing out there. I haven't caught him doing nothing. His phone is not going off, but I feel it. What I'm telling y'all, trust your gut. And I hate to say that because I don't want to put men down, but I can tell you, and this is again from a man's standpoint, 9 times out of 10, matter of fact, I'm going to say 9.5 times out of 10, when a woman starts to feel like something's not right in her relationship, something is usually not right in her relationship. Now, maybe her man didn't go all the way. He didn't sleep with somebody, but he now is interested in something that is outside of your home. And I firmly believe that. And I just think women, especially with a lot of the calls that we've been getting and a lot of discussions we've been having and the comments that are coming up, y'all don't trust your gut enough. And I just believe your gut is never wrong. Men, I don't think that we're as attuned to that inner voice and them inner feelings, but women, they have to grow into this. They have to mature into this because so often every nigga they dated, when they start to bring up stuff that they can't prove, the first thing a nigga say is, you're crazy. You are crazy. And they start to believe, maybe I'm crazy. So let me not address things that I know just don't feel right because he's going to look at me like I'm crazy. And you start questioning your own inner voice. You start questioning that thing that God gave you, which is don't go that way. It's trouble down there. Your spidey sense start tingling because you've been told you were crazy one too many times. Now, some of y'all are crazy. Some of y'all are over the top. But I would tell women, trust your gut. You could chime in, but this wasn't necessarily a question.
I would tell men the same thing. I would tell anybody.
Absolutely.
I would tell anybody who has the intuition. Now, I also believe you should be self-aware. I also believe that you should know that you be out here reaching, or trusting your gut doesn't mean fishing for shit, trying to find shit. It means if you genuinely have a feeling that something is going on, I would imagine that something is going on. That's for men and women. If you're in a room with your man and another girl, and there's a weird feeling, and you feeling uncomfortable about this kind of interaction, and do they know each other? These motherfuckers acting like they don't know each other when I feel like they know each other. Then they know each other. That's the truth. Like if you in a room and you with your boy, and your boy is looking at your girl, and they trying not to make eye contact and doing all the things that people do, like trust your intuition. Absolutely, I 100% agree with that. Men and women, trust your intuition, because if you feel like something's going on, like Shawn said, 9.9 out of 10 times something is going the fuck on. You can body language as a motherfucker. And people don't like to acknowledge that body language is that. But body language in situations, people tell on themselves all the time. All the time. And all you need to do is, if a motherfucker show you that who they are, believe them. You can believe them. I don't care what you tell me. I don't care what you tell me. Because I'm going to find out what goes in the dark comes to the light. I'm going to find out one day that y'all motherfuckers has exchanged numbers 2 weeks ago, and y'all been texting, or it's gonna come out. It's gonna come out, and I'm gonna be like, I knew it. But you did know it. So when you feel like you knew it, act on it.
Yeah, let me ask you something, Rich. The oldest trick in the book, from a man's standpoint, especially when either he's trying to smash something or he's smashing it. If his phone go off, yo, that's my friend. Yo, you know such and such is my friend. Like, how is there a way that a woman can tell the difference between a friend, like a real friend, or this is my friend, meaning I'm putting this person out there. I'm not hiding this person, but I'm selling it to you like this is my friend because I know what I'm doing on the side. So if my phone go off, now you ain't got to be alarmed because you see, oh, that's just such and such. He told me about her. Is there any way, talking about trusting your gut, that a woman can know the difference between a friend and a friend?
Um, First, trust your gut. Second of all, sometimes you got to let shit play out. In order for you to really get to the bottom of shit, you got to let shit play out, and you got to pay attention. You got to be cognizant. Okay, like for instance, let's just use our kids as an example. A lot of times, people want to catch their kids before they take the cookie. Where you at? I'm gonna get out that kitchen, boy. You get ready to get them cookies. Sometimes you can't do that. Sometimes you can't do that. Sometimes, in order for you to catch your son or your daughter sneaking cookies, you have to let them sneak the cookie. Go in the kitchen, know he's in the kitchen. Out the corner of my eye, I see this nigga in the kitchen. I see him grabbing cookies. Not only am I going to not say anything to him as he grabs the cookies, I'm going to let him walk by me with the cookies. Get to his room and eat the cookies. And as the nigga turns around with a mouthful of cookies, I'm going to be standing over his ass. That's how you got to do your man. Sometimes you got to give him just enough rope to hang yourself. Leaving the store with property is a felony or a misdemeanor, depending on how much it is. That's called stealing, right? But I can walk around the store and always, if you stop me in the store, I can always say, well, I'm going to pay for it. I was getting ready to pay for it. I got to let that man leave the store. And he committed the crime. Now you catch him committing that crime. Women, stop being so adamant about catching the dude before, or men, same thing. Stop being so adamant about letting niggas know that you know what it is. Sometimes let it play out because there is no coming back from being caught. There's always coming back. What? I told you that was my friend. No, nigga, you implied that was your homie. I let you talk to her. I saw you. I saw the phone. I saw the number. I saw the name. And now I put two and two together a week later and I realized what's real. But sometimes you got to let it play out. People are so adamant about, oh, caught you, that you really never get to the actual bottom of it. And I understand that it sucks to let it go that far. But if you really want to know, sometimes you got to let it go that far. If you really want to know if your son's eating the cookies, because if he walks by you, you like, you got a handful of cookies. What, Dad? I was coming here to ask you if I could have them. Right? There's a million excuses. No, nigga, go sneak in the bathroom, get in the bathtub with the covers over top of you and try to eat cookies and think I don't catch your ass. Now you caught red-handed. That's how you do it. Women, guys, that's how you do it.
Yeah, I mean, I wanted to bring this one up because, dudes and chicks, they run that same line all the time. This is my friend. And usually you can't, like, how could you tell somebody this ain't your friend, right? And it's real hard to catch them in the act. But I would say, I would agree, let it play out. And I would also say your antennas should go up. If you've been with your man or you've been with your girl for a certain amount of time, and what did Drake say? No new friends? He had this song, No New Friends. If a new friend just happened to pop on the radar, now this person's texting, now this person's calling, even if it sounds, it's nothing sexual here. It's nothing that I should be concerned with here. When you kind of in a relationship, you don't really pick up new friends. So for me, a red flag would be, where the hell is where does new friend come from? Like you work from home. When did you get a chance to meet this person? So it's hard to distinguish, and I wish I had the one answer that could say if he do this, then it means that. But if my antennas would go up as a man, um, if my girl all of a sudden is talking to a nigga I ain't never heard his name before, where does man come from? And the same thing for women. Like, when did you pick up this new friend that y'all all of a sudden are communicating daily? Like that. When did you even have the time? Usually there is an interest there. Before we take some callers, Rich, I want to ask you a question I should have asked you 4 weeks ago. Somebody wrote in, and I've been meaning to ask this question week over week, and we never get around to it because we get into these dope conversations, and I lose focus. But somebody said, should a woman ever invite another woman into the relationship, into the bedroom? And is it a red flag if your man asks you to bring another woman into the bedroom? So let's say you are in a committed relationship with your man, and he start talking about, I want you to bring your girl into this bedroom. First and foremost, should a woman even consider that? Should she contemplate it? Should she entertain that? And if a man start asking for that, should a woman look at this as a red flag, like, yo, something's up here?
Hard question. I don't think it ever ends badly. I think it's a whole security issue. I think it's a whole self-esteem issue. I mean, these days, women like women. So, I mean, how can you even say that, don't invite a woman in the room when you're probably going to enjoy this woman just as much as I'm going to enjoy this woman? So, with that being said, that's a real thing these days. But what I will say is, in my experiences, hearing about it, talking to people about it, it never works out. I've heard so many people say, me and my man broke up. Nigga started calling the other girl more than he was talking to me. Started asking for her on more than one. You know what I'm saying? Asking for her way more than what he should have been. And then that starts to create insecurities within your own relationship, because now you feel like you let somebody into your personal space per se. That takes a different kind of person to be able to do that. So it's hard for me to say it can work, because honestly,
Your phone breaking up.
you hear me? I'm here.
Okay, go ahead, because your phone been acting up all night, but go ahead.
I think that's your phone, bro.
Is it my phone?
I think I can't. When you were going in and out, I was still seeing like regular, but anyway, so it's hard for me to say. It's scary, and it's a trick. It's a slippery slope, because it takes a lot for you to be able to do the sister wife thing and to accept it. And sometimes the women who bring a woman into the room, you end up killing it. You end up killing yourself. You know what I'm saying? So, like I said, I've seen a lot of people try it, and one thing leads to another, and a phone call, or this nigga's dipping off and he's meeting her without you, or all kinds of shit starts happening, and that's just crazy. It just doesn't work. It just doesn't work in the big scheme of life.
Whether it works or it don't work, that's not really the question. The question is, is it a red flag for a man to even ask it? And
No, I
secondly,
don't think it's a red
should a
flag.
woman?
I don't think it's a red flag. If that's the question now, I don't think it's a red flag, because this is a different day and age where niggas is definitely playing. Niggas is definitely going to the club with their girlfriends and trying to find girls. Like girls as much as boys do these days. And
Yeah, I don't think it's a red flag at all. I really don't. If you're in a committed relationship and your partner, now, when I say committed, that means you got some miles up under you. You ain't been together for 6 months. You ain't been together for a year. Like you actually been through it. the ups and the downs, and you know that this person is as much into you and will be there with you as you know you're gonna be there for them. So let's start there. But so for a person to ask that, nah, that's not a red flag. And just truth be told, me and you talk about this every week, Rich. Um, if your man come to you and ask you something like that, you shouldn't even be offended. What you should say is this man trusts me enough and trusts our relationship enough that he would bring something that could potentially get him punched in the face and have a discussion about it. So that's number one, right? But number two, it comes down to because I hear you talking about how these days girls are into girls, all of that type of stuff, which is true. But I would say, you got to know you. You have to know you. You cannot do this for your man. It's almost you have to do this for selfish reasons. Like, yo, I can see me enjoying this. And vice versa, if you can't see yourself enjoying it, you can't have a problem saying this is something that is a non-negotiable. This is something that is off limits because I just know me. And if I see you rolling around with the next chick, somebody's going to get two-pieced. Somebody's going to get stabbed. So even in real time, I know you was talking about overtime, people start seeing each other outside of whatever the agreement was. But there's a lot of women who can't, just like men, you can't sit there and watch your girl rolling around with the next man and you gonna find some pleasure in that. So I think a woman, before you can even consider that, you have to ask yourself, how would I feel in that situation? Um, is it a violation to everything I believe to be sacred? Can I even enjoy this? Am I a jealous woman? And I'm not even apologetic about being jealous. I'm just speaking my truth. And to see my man with the next woman, I might kill somebody up in here. So I don't think it's a red flag. If a man asks it, I don't think it's any knock on the relationship if the woman considers it. But I would say only go forward if you know you can stomach it. All right,
I,
let's open up
I
these
agree with
phone
that.
lines, kid.
I bet I agree with that. Hold on, let's see here. We got some.
Okay, while we're looking, please have great lighting and have a question. Have a question ready to go. And you must look into the camera. You cannot have the phone somewhere else. We're not talking to a blank screen.
Hello,
What's up, Mama?
it's SB
SB,
again.
what's up?
SB, what up? You don't be playing around, SB.
Yeah, I tune in. I tune in. I like the
That's what's up.
conversation.
That's what's
So
up.
I did want to weigh in on the conversation with as far as women dating men that based off of potential, and I feel like there are still those women out there. I feel like there's less and less of it now because from my perspective, I feel like women got tired of standing by men, based off of potential, and then men reach their goal and get to that place, and then the woman ends up getting played by the man or, left for another woman. A lot of men have shown that they don't stick by the woman who stuck by them, before they had anything or before they made it. I feel like women got tired of, you know, putting their best foot forward only to end up with nothing in the end. So, you know, it's like not
Mhm.
to be on some gold digger shit, but I just need some insurance before I invest all of this time and effort and years into building you and helping you build us, and then only to find out 10 years, 15 years down the line there
He
is
left
no
your ass
us.
for a white girl.
Okay,
And it
so
doesn't
I'm
even have to be necessarily a white girl, just another woman.
No,
Like,
that's just a song. That's just a song.
I know. But yeah, so I just feel like
I ain't following you. Are you agreeing or disagreeing? Do women still date?
I feel like it's a double-edged sword. I feel like there are still women like that out there. I just feel like it's very rare only because women got tired of getting played to the left. Like, I don't want to spend my years with you, investing in you, and go ahead.
Nope. 1 Richie, 0 Shawn. Okay, continue.
So
You making me
it's
look bad, SB.
I'm sorry. It is a lot less out there, but it's a reason for it. It's cause and effect. There's a reason for that. Is there also a reason why women are less, domesticated nowadays? Men are not really going for that. I hear so many men talk about all of these qualities they want in a woman, and you see the women that they go for, and the women are none of that. They more like that rental female that y'all was bringing up in the early part of the conversation than the woman that they verbalize that they're looking for.
So you saying that men are not, so basically, essentially what you're saying is that for you, from your perspective, men are not necessarily to be trusted. They use you, you build them up, you get them to the point where you get them out of their slot, up 3 notches, and then they start to deal with somebody that they feel is more accommodated to that level. They're
Not
at that level.
and not necessarily that you built them. They could have built themselves, but you just could have been there with them through that process and weathered the storm with them through that process. And then let's do the statistics on it. How many celebrity men do you know that started off with a woman, and then when they got to the peak of their career, ended up leaving that woman for another woman? Like, I think it's Terry Crews. He might be like one of the and Omari Hardwick might be one of the only two
Denzel
stars I could think
Washington,
of.
Sam Jackson. They still with their women?
Right, but that's still on one hand. Let's run down the list of men who left their woman that they started off with once they peaked in their career. It's more of that going on than the other.
You're
Okay,
right.
so before Rich get too excited, Rich, I was going to talk to you about this later, and maybe I still will. Thank you very much for sharing your opinion and making me look nuts, SB. I appreciate you.
SB,
Definitely 1 for Rich, 0 for Prez.
call back anytime, SB. Baby, we love to have you.
All right.
Later, SB.
Yeah.
Yeah, Rich, bring somebody else in. You must have a question.
You a glutton for punishment tonight.
Yeah, guys, I can't believe I'm this far off, man. I really can't.
We're gonna bring in Brianna Wells from her name is You Love It. You Love It. Are you around? Is she still in the building? So everybody dropping off, everybody thinking that name's. All right, maybe she's not here.
Let's see what we got.
What's up, Mama?
Hi, how everybody doing? Good evening.
Good evening. Good evening. What's your name? Where you calling from?
My name is Jay. I'm calling out from New York, the Bronx.
Okay, what's up, BX?
How you doing?
All right. Just because you're from the Bronx, don't just agree with Shawn because that's some
I
BS.
don't agree with her, not at all. I think
Okay.
what a lot of women are confusing potential is for a hope of change later on in the relationship. So they say it's potential, but it's not potential, because if you know what it is you want, you're not seeking for potential. You already know what it is you want.
Okay, so what are you saying? Go ahead,
Yeah,
Shawn.
you're losing me.
I'm losing you?
Yeah, so
Okay,
start from the
the girl
beginning.
before, the girl that was in here before, what's her name? Envy?
SB.
Envy. So she said that women go for potential, right? I think that women
No, she said not anymore.
not,
She said women don't go for potential anymore. I'm assuming she agreed with Rich, because Rich's standpoint is, I said I love women because they would date a man not based on where he is today, but based on his potential and where they could see him be years later. Rich said, nah, Shawn, that's not right. Women want to know, what can you do for me right now? What are you bringing to the table today? I don't care about your potential. I'm interested in the here and now. That makes sense?
And where are you with it?
Well, I don't think they should be coming into any relationship with the thought of what can you do for me. It's what do you bring to the table as well? What you have going on for yourself. See, you're looking for something for somebody to do for you. So you're not ever going to be happy in this relationship because you're not looking for a partner. You're looking for somebody to take care of you, to do for you.
No,
Let me ask you something.
that.
I'm sorry, Rich. Jay is your name, right?
Yes.
Jay, let me ask you something. Are you in a relationship right now?
No. I've
You're
been
not.
3 years without being in a relationship.
Okay.
My
Your
longest has been
last.
15 years.
You've been in a relationship for 15 years?
Yes, I have.
Good for you. When you met your man, was he balling? Was he rich? Was he somebody who was driving fancy cars and all that stuff?
Right. So that's what attracted me was his good looks and because I see he had a car. But I learned from that. Not everything that shine is really,
This ain't my
gold.
night.
He was just on the outside, but on the inside, he was a fucking empty hole. Excuse my language, So I went looking for the wrong thing, and I ended up being in a 15-year relationship that I felt like I did a bid.
Not a bid.
I did a bid, you hear?
Nah, and that's real. That is real. And I love the fact that you are coming clean because you're gonna help a young woman who is looking at this right now, who's choosing a man for the wrong reasons. And I don't know what happened to you in that 15 years, but feeling like you did a bid, you must have been through hell.
I went through hell, but I didn't blame him. We both had fault in it. I took a year off. I didn't go back to dating nothing. I took a year before I get back to dating to reflect back on where I went wrong in the relationship as well. So that I wouldn't bring that baggage to my next relationship, because it takes two to mess things up, and at the time, I had to understand we were both young. Who we was then is not who we are as adults. And we failed to see that in that person because all we see is who we knew back then when we met them. So
I love that.
Absolutely. So I reflected back and I got to know, and I dated. That's one thing we forget to do is date. See, because I feel people put a stigma on it, saying that, dating, for them is being with different niggas. No, you have to date to see what it is out there and what it is you want. So, and dating doesn't consist of sleeping with everybody. You know what I'm saying? That's a choice you make. And we don't date no more. We just jump into shit.
And why do we jump into shit? Because
we don't want to be alone.
Is that what it is?
I take it that's what it is. We don't want to be alone, or we have not learned
from your mistakes.
Absolutely.
Agreed.
I think you're a very wise woman, Jay. Real talk. You said so many dope things. Yeah, like I really want to tackle a lot of what you said in our future conversations. But I love the fact that you I took time off and I reflected on me. Because one of the things that people don't do, men and women, relationships don't end because they was going good. They end because things was going bad. But we are always so quick to point the finger at the next person.
But look how many pointing back at you. 3.
Yeah, like it gives us the way out. It gives me an out. Now I don't have to do the work. I don't have to reflect. I don't have to look in the mirror and say, what part of this did I play in the demise of this relationship? Right. So I appreciate you, Jay. I think this is dope. And Rich, this is something me and you definitely gonna be talking about.
I appreciate you guys.
All right, Mama. Always.
All right, guys.
Bye-bye.
All right.
She had dope perspective. But I'm looking nuts out here. Can somebody call in, please, and help Shawn Prez out?
We'll take another one. I'll take.
Yeah, please help me.
I'll take. Okay, we'll do Love Jones 1970. She might be. She seemed like somebody who might be on your wavelength.
I hope so. Love Jones, come save me.
Love Jones 1970. What's up, Mama?
Hey, how are you?
Good. Where you from?
I'm from Arizona.
Okay, AZ, what's good?
Nice.
And I'm on the older side. I'm 51. So for me, my perspective is your socioeconomic status, Because if you're a woman that's at a higher level pay rate, then 9 times out of 10 you're going to go for that man that's in the same level that you're at. If you're someone that's trying to get to a certain level, then you're okay with being with a man that's trying to, have that potential and get
Nah,
to
nah,
the
nah,
next
nah,
level.
nah, 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 nah. We're not letting you off the hook. Here we go. You ready?
Yeah, you starting the bull
You
crap.
ready?
I'm starting to crap.
You ready?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, listen to Rich.
Okay.
Okay.
As a woman,
Mm-hmm.
are you going to date somebody as the woman who you are right now, the 51-year-old woman that's on this
Yes.
IG Live and we're talking, are you going to date somebody that's beneath you or hasn't yet gotten to the point that you want your man to be at because you look at him and you say, there's potential. I've witnessed his work ethic. I've seen him do this. I've seen him do that. I think he's going to be something.
Right.
So I'm going to invest my time and energy in that. Are you going to do that? Or are you saying, I cannot do that. I need to find somebody on my level immediately, and we need to build from there.
I say yes, because my husband, me and him
You
are
say yes what? But yes to what? That was two different things.
yes, that I'm going to marry I would be with somebody that I see potential in,
Okay.
because I am married.
And you married somebody that you were probably you were ahead of socioeconomically, and you helped him to get to the level to where you would be equals. Is that what you're telling me?
We are equals. Yes, now we are.
Because you helped him along the way, and you were
No, but he just has some different. Our backgrounds are a lot different. I should say that.
Okay.
Okay, let me ask you this.
Okay.
Because I want to make sure I'm understanding, and I want to make sure that you understand what we're saying. When you met your husband,
Mm-hmm.
was he well-to-do? Was he at least financially on your level?
Yes.
Were you making the same amount?
Yes.
You were making the same amount, but he
Yes.
wasn't balling enough. Like,
no.
was he?
No.
He wasn't balling.
No.
But did you see the potential that he could become an earner? That he
Yes.
could? Okay,
Be the
so
man
I
that I'm
think.
looking for. Yes.
Okay, so I think that
But
would fall on my side, Rich.
But I also think that in this world, so social media is no.
No, go ahead. I'm listening.
No, go ahead.
I said in this world, social media is making women think that you have to have a man that's at a certain standard. And so at the end of the day, if you are a woman if you're in the higher social economic status, you don't tend to go backwards. But I think that if you can help that person get to where that he can be at, then that's the type of relationship you want. You cannot be superficial and just look at a person that's a baller being your man. Because when you talked about it last week, you said men that have their secretaries and different people that are sending you little gifts and trinkets, that's not a real relationship. It's superficial. So you definitely want to make sure that you're with somebody that has potential, that you guys can grow together. So
How long have you been married?
I've been married for 3 years.
How many of those years have been happy? That was really a question.
We have our ups and downs.
Would you say 2 of those years been happy at least?
Yeah, I'll say 2.
Okay. So you ride it out with this man, and he has proven that he does have the potential.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Well,
All right.
thank you. I think that you shed a lot of light on this topic. So thank you very much. Coming in from Arizona. Shouts to Arizona.
All right. Thank you. Bye-bye.
All right. I'm gonna say that's a half.
It really was.
What she stated was that she met somebody that was on her level, and she saw the potential in him to be an earner and to take it to the next level. But she still met somebody on her level. What we're talking about is somebody who is going backwards because you see potential in somebody and you want to help him up. Is that not what we're talking about?
No, there's a slight nuance there.
Go ahead.
I'm not saying you can go backwards, but you can also date somebody who is still in school. You're out there working. in the world. I don't look at that as going backwards. I look at that as a guy is trying to better himself. Maybe you got your degree before he did. So what I'm asking is just simple, like, like I know, it's a lot of dudes who went to school and they come out and they're still bricks. They ain't making no real money. But for a woman to look at a man and he don't have nothing, and whether he's in school at the moment, whether he's working a job that's just a job, but the more that they sit and they conversate and communicate with one another, she get to see something in him that maybe he sees in himself, or maybe he don't. But she's like, yo, this dude is special. I done talked to enough dudes out here, and the way this guy thinks, his ambition, his work ethic, I know with me by his side, he can be something. So that's kind of where hopefully I answered that.
All right.
So let's let somebody else in this.
Let's take another one. We're gonna take. Let's do creative followed by I am Nukia. I can't pronounce the name properly, but.
I was putting that. Hello.
Hello, how are you?
I am great. How are you guys doing?
Good. Name and where you
Hold on. This is that's Nukaya from early.
Oh, look at him. That's Nukaya. You wasn't supposed to recognize me.
You didn't let her recognize me.
How you doing, Shawn?
You remember her? What up, Nukaya?
Go ahead and remind them that I was the one that all the sisters thought was coming down hard on them. Don't do that.
You don't remember that, Rich?
Oh,
she
wow.
came in and she was standing up for the men. She had every girl in here wanting to kill her.
I did. But listen, I came in kind of late. I usually catch you guys on time. I got in late tonight, but I have a couple of things I want to add, but then I want to understand what's your actual question.
All right.
So I can answer the actual question that you guys are, putting on the table. So if we can start there first, but I have a couple of things I definitely want to add, especially in regards to potential.
So Adam, let's hear it.
Yeah, let's hear it. Just go.
Right. So with the potential thing, well, here's the thing too, with a lot of sisters who want to be with brothers that are established and have a lot going on. My question to that would probably be, are you willing to be with him? He can have that. He can show up with that, right? But are you willing to stay with him if he were to lose it all? So if you want to set your standard there and say that that's what you want and that's what you're looking for, so are you really present for him, or you're just present for the things that he has? Because he can be a millionaire today and be flat broke tomorrow. We've all seen it happen.
Mm-hmm.
Me personally, I value people with potential. And I agree with Shawn on this one. Sorry, Rich. I think the last video I agree with you.
Okay.
But I agree with Shawn. Because it all depends on what you value. So depending on what you value, those are the things that you're going to be looking for in that person. So someone can have, a lot financially and be well established in businesses and all of that, but lack integrity and lack character and humility and compassion for people, period. So me personally, I value a brother that I see that goes hard and that's grinding. Because another thing with me, and I'm not going to go down that whole spiritual road, but I will say this because I do stand on principles and God is the center of my life. So I say to that as well, for me, it's a season and it's a time for everything. So it just might not be somebody's season to have what it is that God has for them. But if you see that they're making an effort and they're working toward that, then that's somebody that I would roll the dice with, as opposed to somebody that looks like he got it all together. I ain't being psyched like that. Not me. So that's how I feel about the potential thing. We got to stop side-eyeing people that's not necessarily where they want to be. And then ask yourself the question, are you where you want to be? And then I agree with the sister that said taking time to heal. Y'all know how I feel about that. I'm in my third year now of singleness and of celibacy, and I stand 10 toes down on that, like she said, and I'm in full agreement, because you don't want to bring your traumas and your BS to a brother that probably has taken the time to heal himself. Sometimes we the problem, and we really need to see that. And I'm not saying that's all the time, and that's not all sisters, but oftentimes we show up broken. We want to be received as whole, and then you find yourself in crazy situations. So potential, I'm all for the potential. You ain't got to be there. And if you're there, and I do believe in matching somebody's energy, but how often does that actually happen? So it's rare. 9 times out of 10, someone's going to be doing better than the other person. So is there enough in you? Is there enough substance and depth in you to help that person to get to where they're trying to get to? So I think it all starts with us. And I think I said that before. Showing up in your truth, being honest about what it is you want. And for me, you don't know what you want until you know who you are. And you know who you are when you've taken the time to start checking off those boxes and healing from the things that got you in the place where you think the way that you think. Because a lot of it starts with the way that we think, and then we speak things, because I believe there's power in what we speak. So that's my take.
That was very impressive.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's
Nakaya,
my take.
like,
But what was the
very good.
actual question? What was the question? What is it that you were trying to get
Nah,
to, Shawn, if you don't mind?
you answered the question. Now, I believe, and this is just Sean, men get an unfair advantage. Women will date a man that she sees potential in. And the
Yes.
conversation was that men don't give women that same advantage. We want y'all. I'm gonna meet you where you're at, not where I
Mm-hmm.
think you're gonna be 5 years down the road. So
Mm-hmm.
we get an unfair advantage. And Rich pretty much said, "Look, Sean, back in the days that might have held true, but women
Mm-hmm.
now think like men think. I want to
Right.
know what you are bringing to the table today. Period."
Right.
So I think you
Right.
answered the question.
And that actually reminds me too, when we look at we think about a lot of the things that were spoken when we were growing up, and because I try to tell people, we in a different time, and it's not just generational curses, but it's generational choices. What worked for mom and grandma might not work for you, sis. So we got to start thinking again differently, because I remember that people would say something like, a man is looking for a woman like his mother. First of all, check this out. A lot of us women walking around with daddy issues, right? So how about this? There's some men that have mommy issues. His mother might be the woman that broke his heart at whatever season of his life. She may have been the trauma. She may have been the one to bring the toxicity. So not every man is necessarily looking for a woman with qualities like their mother. You need to try to find out what type of mother he had, what type of relationship he had with his mother. I've witnessed personally your relationship, hands down, with your mom, Rich, and I commend you for that. And I'm sensitive to that because I recently lost my mother. But that's another thing. Again, I think we got to just really start changing the way we think. No one's necessarily looking for their mama in you. And no, every woman is not looking for her dad in you guys either. We got to start trying to let go some of that stuff. It does not work. It does not work for today. We're in a different time. And we need to grow, and we need to elevate, and we got to stop thinking like we used to think.
You are preaching the word tonight. You are on fire tonight.
I'm not on your side tonight. Cut it out.
You are on fire tonight.
Look, I had to come in for my guy, because you had sis over there, and I thought, and that's funny. That's the part I came in on. I think when you was like 1-0, and I said, "Oh, he ain't finna do Sean like that. Not tonight. We gonna even the plane. We gonna even the plane. That's what we gonna do."
Nah, thanks, Natalia. I appreciate you.
Appreciate you, man.
Appreciate you guys as well. Love always coming in and
dope.
sharing and exchanging energy. Be blessed. Be blessed.
Yep.
Likewise. Thank you, Nakai.
Okay, take care.
That was dope. Okay.
She always comes in and drops gems. Always. So shout out to Nakaya.
Dope. Ray 2112-2005. Let's see if she's around.
Please have a question ready, locked and loaded. Make sure your lighting is good and you're looking in the camera.
And nope. Here we go. She hung up. She must have got the memo.
If you're requesting to be in, please make sure you are locked and loaded.
Brianna Wells.
Didn't you try to hit her earlier?
Oh, did I? Okay, she's back at the
Yeah.
top. She must have. Old girl said she got scared, Shawn.
Okay, this is not a problem. We keep it moving. But this is just so everybody knows, this is a safe place. Like we have very raw, unfiltered conversation, but it is a safe place. We're not trying to embarrass nobody. We're trying to help. Who we got here?
Hey, how y'all doing tonight?
Good, good. How are you?
I'm doing well.
What's your
I'm
name?
doing
Where
well.
you from?
My name is Nikita, and I'm from Chicago, Illinois.
Okay,
Hey, what's happening?
Nikita,
Yeah,
pick a spot and sit down for a second if you don't mind.
yep.
It looks like you're moving. Okay,
Yeah, I
there you
am.
go. Thank you very much.
Yes.
What's your question, Nikita?
So my perspective is that I agree with Shawn in regards to the women that want to. I'm sorry, I was doing some other stuff, which is why I'm a little thrown off. But I run my own company. I look for men that have potential mentally and spiritually. I look for their inner perspective. It doesn't necessarily have to be about money. You don't have to have anything. I look for where you're at right now, and then where you're trying to go. Your goals are more important to me than anything. And I will eventually find out, if you're not the right person for me by how you move. So if you're moving towards your goals, then we can move towards our goals together as a unit. So I feel like a relationship, we are supposed to move and support each other in everything that we do. So in a nutshell, that's where I'm at.
Okay, question for you. Nikita, are you in a relationship currently?
I'm getting a divorce, as a matter of fact.
Okay. Sorry to hear that first and foremost.
No, I'm not.
Have okay. Have you started dating yet?
No, I have not.
You have not. Okay, so how long were you married, by the way?
15 years.
With your man, did he bring to the table, financially, was he well off, or did you, because I know you said you agree with me, but I'm just trying to really dive a little deeper here. Or were you really sold on the potential and his mindset and his ambitions and his work ethic that really was attractive to you?
Yeah, that all we both were broke at the time when we
Gotcha.
first met. But when I first met him, I said, what are your goals in life? And he spoke those things. I spoke those things, but I kept moving forward into, my goals in life. And, he would work, but his priorities was out of place. So eventually I grew out of that relationship. Now I have my own little business, my own small company, and he's still staying in the same place mentally and spiritually. So I had to separate from him because he is not willing to grow.
Okay, so I'm gonna ask you this question before we disconnect.
Sure.
Do you feel like you would make that same choice again, knowing that you chose him for potential, but he sold you on something that he really wasn't? He wasn't as hardworking, wasn't as ambitious, wasn't as forward thinking as you thought he was going to be. And because of that, it kind of led to you feeling like we're not growing together. Now that you're back out there in the world, do you feel like, I made a mistake and I should date somebody where they're at this moment? Or would you roll the dice and date somebody for potential again?
I would roll the dice and date someone with potential. The reason being is because I don't want you to want me for my money, because now I'm well off. I have my own. So, I would meet a man at his level and teach him and get him to where I'm at. If he doesn't have that drive, then, we're not going to make it. And I will figure that out earlier because I've already learned that lesson in the 15 years that I had. So I'm able to see a little bit more in detail at this point, and then use my way of testing the situation, the relationship, the person, and then move on from there. Make a solid decision from there.
Well, Nikita, thank you so much for your input. Thank you for agreeing with me and letting me know reassuring me that there are some quality, real women still out there. Everybody is not caught up in this new age of social media and what can you do for me today. So thank you very much for your insight, and I appreciate your honesty too, letting us know that you are going through a divorce. Hopefully it works out in your favor.
Oh yeah.
All
Thank
right,
you.
bye.
Appreciate it. Have a good one, guys.
Thanks.
You too.
Okay, I want to specify something.
Go ahead.
Being in agreement with you is not two. That is,
I can't hear you, Rich.
being in agreement with you is not two people starting off at the same level. She said when we started off, we were both broke. That's not what we're asking. Like, I appreciate the insight, and she was actually a very good caller. But the question itself was, are you willing to date someone because of their potential and grow with them and help them build, which obviously means that you're in a better place than them in that moment. So you're dating them and you're helping them build towards something. That's the question. Two people who are at the same place and are both, quote unquote, what she said, we were both broke. Then you're supposed to date a motherfucker for potential, because that's what you hope. That's what you hoping. If you both broke, the odds of that you are gonna find that you want to find somebody with potential that you can build and that you guys are going to build, and that's what's called building together. I'm talking about a woman that's here, that's at the top of her game, and she's dating somebody because she's looking at this.
She ain't gotta be at the top of her game. But let's just for the sake of setting some ground rules here, I'm gonna go with you, Rich. I see it a little differently, but I'm gonna go with you. But let's just say you make more than the man you're dating. You don't have to be the VP of a company. You don't have to be somebody who the whole world knows. It really comes down to, would you date somebody who work at McDonald's if he had potential and you got a corporate job? Is that fair?
That's fair.
Okay, let's take one more caller on this and then we keep it moving.
All right. So let's go with the real trying to find somebody.
Always seeking growth. Always seeking growth and trying to get in.
Rachula. I think her name is Rachula. Rachula. Let's see if she's
I see always seeking growth.
Always seeking growth is up here. She's trying to get in.
Yeah, she's trying to get in. Said you won't let her in.
Always. Okay, well, let's go. Maria Mercado. Let's go. I hope you coming in here with something. Don't come, please.
You back?
I'm back. I got so much to say. You don't even know.
Oh my God. Well, make it quick.
All right. Well, I wanted to comment on her, right? She's seeking for potential, right? When they got together, they had nothing. Exactly what Rich said. So now that you made it, right? Why are you not watering that seed, that potential seed, so he can build and grow into something with you? Now that you're able to, because now you made it.
She was saying no. What she said was that they were both broke, and they got together, and
now she's on top.
She built her thing. She built her situation up, but he wasn't what he claimed to be back then. When they
she
first
knew
started,
that the first 6 months, and whatever she did to say, I'll change it later. And now she's stuck with what's now, right?
And that's why she said
she knew that the signs was there.
That's why she said she's divorced.
And then you know what I say? It's not the social media, it's not YouTube, it's not these videos. It comes from home. It comes from the mother teaching the daughter that a man's supposed to give you, do this, what he got, go into what he got, his bank, all that. Instead of teaching a daughter how to love a man gracefully.
So let me ask you something. Would you date a man who work at McDonald's?
Hell yeah, he got work ethics.
You would date a man who work at McDonald's?
Hell yeah.
If he had on the sun visor, the whole shebang.
He owns a franchise. What if he owns a whole bunch of franchises?
We ain't talking about own McDonald's. We talk about the
No, I know. I said, what if? I would never discriminate because he work at McDonald's. He's working though. He got a job.
I like your style, Jay. I like your style.
Well, you get points for that.
Absolutely. I mean, it's all about the
Shout,
heart
shout to the B.
and
Shout to the BX. Shout to the
Hip Hop
Oh, boy.
Boulevard all day.
Bye, Jay.
later.
You did that on purpose.
Nah, I didn't know that was all. I just knew she wanted in.
Sierra.
You want to do one more call, or you want to go back to topics and we wrap it?
Hold on, I think. All right, we can go back to topic. Let's see if. Well, we got one more.
Hello,
What's good, Mama? What's your name? Where you calling from?
my name is Kiera, and I'm in Cincinnati. I love both of you guys.
What up, Kiera?
So I just have so much to say. First off, no, I am absolutely not willing to date a man who is working at McDonald's, who is not established, and there are many reasons why.
Let's hear it.
Talk to us.
So number one, I am 40 years old. I am not in my 20s anymore. I am no longer a teenager. Now, if you would have caught me back in my early 20s when I didn't know what I wanted out of life, I was still growing, didn't know where I wanted to be or anything like that, yeah, maybe. But now I have goals. I'm accomplished. I'm not all the way where I want to be in life yet, but I do know where I'm trying to get to, and I cannot hold the weight of a grown man. I just refuse to do so.
Okay.
Okay, so Rich, you want to jump in here, or you want me?
All you, buddy.
What'd you say your name is again?
It's Kiera.
Kiera, and very nice name.
Thank you.
First and foremost, yo, Kiera, come on, man. You telling me at 40 years old, you are not willing to date a man who humbles himself and works at a fast food chain. He's doing it honestly, but he has potential. He is ambitious. He's starting off on fries. One day he's going to graduate and become assistant manager. If you saw that kind of potential in this man, you would not date him? I mean, for God's sakes, maybe he just came home. Maybe he was locked up for a little while, and he's just doing what he needs to do to get back into the world. You telling me you won't give that man a chance?
It depends. Now, if he was in a situation to where he's been manager for a while, and
No, he ain't been manager. He's
Okay.
wearing one of them little sun visors that
No.
got the M on it, and he's saying, "Can I take your order?"
Absolutely not.
Just
Absolutely not. And I'm not saying that there's anything wrong with him and that he may not grow into the person that I want him to be, but that's not where I am in my life right now. Like, I would rather have someone who is better established and who's already at that breaking point to where they're on their way. Like, you could be right on the edge, like you're about to own a franchise, that's different. But just normal level McDonald's, $11, $12, $13 an hour, we won't be able to eat like that. And I don't believe in being the one who's going to be the top breadwinner in the house. I need a man that's going to be a provider, because I'm going to do my part as a woman too. But how are we going to eat if you're making $15 an hour? We can't eat like that. I've already established a lifestyle for myself.
Are you in a relationship right now?
Yes, I am.
And I'm assuming your man don't work at McDonald's.
Absolutely not. No.
Okay.
No, absolutely not.
How long you been with him?
We have been together for 12 years.
So you got a real man.
I have a real man. And, when we met, we were about, I was 27, he was 28. So he's never had financial issues. Never once has he had to come to me for money. He's never once had to rely on me to help him establish anything. We've never had any financial issues. He's helped me I have 4 children, and none of them are by him.
Oh,
So
hell no. No,
I
no,
have.
no, no, no. Hell no. This man took on your kids, 4 of them. And you telling
He
me if
has
that
3.
man, hold on, I don't care if that nigga got 1,000 kids. You telling me he came and walked in your life and
Absolutely.
opened his heart to your 4 kids. And if he was working at McDonald's, you wouldn't get this man a chance?
Listen, I don't have to
Heck,
settle for someone working at McDonald's when I'm not working at McDonald's.
well,
I
I
don't
hope it
have to
works.
settle for that.
I wish the best. No, you don't have to settle for that. But it's a thing. It's a thing called potential. It is a thing called loving somebody for not just who they are, but who they're gonna be. There's a thing called this man was willing to accept me in a world where other love gurus is out there saying if you bring 1 kid to the table, a man don't want you. You came with 4 kids, and you telling me you too good for a man at McDonald's?
Listen, let me tell you that just because I have 4 kids doesn't mean that I don't bring anything to the table.
I believe
And
that, but still,
And another thing about it is that we're not saying if this man were to lose his financial status now that I would leave him. Oh, no, absolutely not. We're saying had I met him and he was in that position, no, I would not, because I have standards. Just because I have 4 kids doesn't mean that I have to settle for less.
I
And
I
that's all I'm
I
saying.
I know. I respectfully,
And I
I
would never
understand what you're
deal with a
saying.
man who could not accept my 4 children and come in and take over that fatherly role. I know my worth. I'm sitting on a gold mine.
Okay, with that being said, I respect how you feel. The one part I disagree with is if a man is man enough to take on somebody else's kids and love the mother of those kids, love her, and she turn around and say, I know my worth and I am not going to settle just because he works at a fast food restaurant, I cannot agree with you there, but I appreciate your honesty. You know, and here's the deal. You've been with your man for 12 years. So obviously it worked out in your favor. Kudos to you, and it's great. And there's nothing wrong um with thinking highly of yourself and not quote unquote settling. But from my standpoint, I,
What's so funny,
I'm
Mitch?
I'm a respectfully, because go ahead, Rich.
Yo, all I could think about, was this. For the first time, I think this was that moment. This was that moment that Shawn, I was with you. I was with you, beloved, until you hit me with the 4 kids too. You agree with me? We gonna be down like 4 flat tires. But in that moment, I knew when you said you had 4 kids, Prez was gonna snap. Because that sounds absolutely insane that a man would take you and your 4 kids, but you wouldn't have the same patience for him to build. I was with you. I was rooting for you. Until you hit me with, I was all with you until you said the 4 kids. The 4 kids
He
was a deal.
has
The
3.
4 kids was
What's
a
the
deal breaker,
difference?
baby. Huh?
He has 3. So what's the difference?
So I guess,
But he's not on this live. He's not in this live right now saying I wouldn't date. He wouldn't date you if you was working at Burger King. That's the difference. The 4 kids has really got nothing to do with it, except if he was willing to open his heart and accept you for who you were, no questions asked, and I'm gonna raise your kids like they mine, and I'm gonna stand by you for 12 years, and you could look this man in the face and say, I know my worth, and I'm not gonna dumb it down because I know where I'm trying to go. Something don't seem right there. Seriously.
He knows my worth as well, and that's why he's been a good man and he stood by my side.
And,
I
and
feel
and I'm
like
so happy. I'm so happy to hear that. Real
and
talk. Because I think it needs.
we are building together. We're actually working on, I have a couple businesses and we're working on one together, so that's where we are right now. But no, I know my worth and I know what I'm capable of. I have high standards, I have high self-esteem, and I've worked hard to get to where I am right now. And, that's just my preference.
That's a lot
Well,
of people. Y'all
Kiera,
got a whole
I,
basketball team and 2 alternates. That's
I hope I ain't never messed up in the game and run by you. I hope my paper don't ever dry up and I see you and I got my little sun visor on talking about can we talk? My
Uh-uh.
God, like you would hurt my little feelings. But
yo,
thank you
No,
very much for
I'm
calling
always
in.
kind. I always let people
Yeah,
down lightly. I don't
yeah,
disrespect
whatever.
anyone.
Kiera,
I
thank you.
listen.
Whatever.
Kiera, thank you, Mama.
Thank you. Bye
All right,
bye.
man.
Yeah, Rich, I'm gonna just concede. You got it tonight. I'm old school. This is your night, brother. Like I ain't even going. Kiera, she walk in the door with 4 kids and say, "I'm not willing to date a man who is getting out there working for an honest day's pay because I know my worth and my standards." Like you won. I give it to you. I'm done.
I, I'm a, listen. At the end of the day, we there was a bunch. That's a bunch. That was a bunch to unpack right there. Um, yo, listen. At the end of the day, this is never going to be that place where we tell you what you don't deserve. We're never going to be that dude who tells you what not to aspire to be or what not to aspire to have. That's not what I think that we do. So with that being said, I will always say that at the end of the day, but you got to be self-aware, right? Like at the end of the day, you got to be self-aware, and you got to understand that your goals can't be so extreme that you lose track of who you are and what you're bringing to the table. Everything needs to be kind of equal to some degree. Like it's just weird. Like that could have went left. Like that conversation could have went left on some real like bashing shit. But that's not what we do, right? So that's like when the other dude is talking about high value man, and you come to the table talking
I
about you got 4 kids, and everybody's like, oh my God, this dude talks crazy to women, and he does this, he does that. But in that moment, I was like, I honestly thought you were about to go there. In that moment, when I looked at your facial expression, I saw you throw your hands in the air, the Shawn Prez hand throw, I know what that means. You were almost about to go into that place, but you didn't, because that's not what we do. And
Nah, it's not what we do. And I'm gonna tell you something, Rich, and this is real talk. I think that, I want to continue to make this a safe place where, we all welcome to share our opinions, our point of views, because I'm learning just as much as we're trying to teach. I was adamant. I really feel or felt that men have an unfair advantage. Women will date us based on potential, but I'm learning tonight that the game changed. I mean, you set it off, and I'm like, yo, let's just go and let the crowd speak on it. And it appears you're right. So with that being said, um, yes, that conversation could have went left if Kiera was on a different person's show, they would have lost their mind, and it would have been a viral moment. But be it as it may, I appreciate her honesty, and I appreciate everybody who calls in and is very honest, because that's the only way we can help impact your situation is by you being honest and us being honest. But tonight, I'm gonna just take it as I lost, like the world changed on me. I'm an OG.
I want to
So, go ahead.
I wonder. I just seen somebody respond to my boy Lou. He's in the room, and I want to know what he said because he watches the other guy on the other channel. So I'm sure he has something to say about that. But I mean, I can't find him. At the end of the day, I'm a firm believer that I believe in being aspirational. I believe in that you should have confidence in yourself, and I think that Shorty had confidence in herself. And even if your situation isn't optimal, I think that at the end of the day, you should be able to seek and find what you think that you deserve. Sometimes I don't know if people are being realistic. I don't know if people are being self-aware and understanding what in fact you're bringing to the table. But all things considered, it worked out. So here
Yeah, they got 12 years together. So God bless them.
Correct. So what you want
All
to do?
right, we just crossed, huh?
What you want to do?
We just crossed the 2 hour mark. We got a lot more topics, but I'll save it for next week. If you want, we can take another caller. If not, we end it for the night.
All right, we can take one more.
Okay.
One more, and then we out of here.
And I love everybody who, I mean, y'all stick with us the whole night. Like y'all come in and y'all stay with us. The numbers stay very, very consistent.
That's dope.
Oh, stop.
All right, now you got it.
Are you? Okay.
We'll take that as an omen because we've had a good night tonight. We'll take that. Thanks, guys. For hold on, Lou. If Lou is in the room, Lou, send me a request real quick. If you're in the room. If you're not in the room, if I don't see a comment from you in the next 2 seconds, we're gonna end this and we'll pick back up next week. But I honestly want to hear what Lou had to say about Shorty that we just had. Men loving right. Where you at, Lou? If not, we out. I think he's gone. But I had seen somebody actually comment to him, so I know he said something in the comments that made somebody comment to him. But anyway, listen, guys, we did it again, another week. Today was a really, really good conversation. I think that we had really, really good callers. I think that they were on point. They did what they were supposed to do. Lighting, conversation was on point. They paid attention to today's topics and weren't just here trying to get a little clout and jump in live for no apparent reason. So with that, thank you all. Shawn, you get the last word tonight.
I just want to thank everybody. Do me a favor. If y'all have questions, you have topics that you want Rich and I to address, please DM Rich, please DM me. My obviously y'all see my handle up there, Power Moves Prez. But a lot of these conversations that we have, it comes directly from y'all. Y'all DMing us through the week saying y'all should discuss this. I'm going through this with my boyfriend. How should I handle it? So when we're coming on this live week over week, I got to give it up to our audience because y'all are the ones that are really putting that jet fuel and giving us what we need to talk about, which y'all find interested. So please make sure y'all continue to DM us, and I'll see y'all next week. And just as last word, tomorrow this episode will be on our YouTube channel. It's called The Boys Club.
All right, so log in. Tell your friends that y'all had a great time tonight, that we answered some questions. We had a great conversation. Tell a friend to tell a friend. We'll be back next week, 7:30. We do it again. Hope to see y'all there. Press.